Is this an attack on immigrants?
This is an attack on fraud here in the state of Ohio and allegations of that fraud being widespread.
This Ohio lawmaker making some serious demands on what he calls reports of fraud within publicly funded daycares in Columbus. Video clips targeting Somali-owned daycares in Minnesota and now here are circulating on social media. Our On Your Side investigator Lisa Rontala talks with the state rep who says all of these facilities should be investigated.
From Minnesota,
I meant to say Quality Learning Center. They spelled learning wrong.
To Columbus.
You can see that this place is just a total dump.
More people are targeting Somali-owned daycares, looking for kids and suggesting fraud.
Would you call these video clips allegations or would you call them proof of fraud?
That's just an allegation of fraud.
Now State Rep Josh Williams, who is running for U.S. Congress, sent this letter to the Ohio Department of Children and Youth, calling for more unannounced inspections and attendance audits of all publicly funded daycares in Ohio. He also wants to pull state and federal funds on the suspicion of fraud, opposed to a charge or conviction.
We're saying the funds have to stop until you prove that it is not fraud moving forward.
I mean, you go through some of these inspection reports and you do see non-compliance when it comes to attendance. Could that be a suspicion of fraud?
Yes, that can be a basis of suspicion of fraud.
Of the 578 publicly funded daycares in Franklin County, I looked through inspection reports for the first 20. Here's what I found. More than half was subject to a state inspection within the last 3 months. More than half were also found to be non-compliant with enrollment records. 2 were non-compliant with attendance records, which is used to calculate public funds.
With this letter that was sent yesterday, are you suggesting there is widespread fraud within publicly funded daycare centers in Columbus, especially those Somali-owned?
What we're alleging is that there is widespread reporting of potential fraud from individuals on the ground.
If fraud is found, Representative Williams says operators who are legal residents should face increased penalties. He says non-legal residents should be deported. At least one congressman in Minnesota is suggesting stripping citizenship.
Would you agree with that?
If an individual is a naturalized citizen where they came here under our goodwill and became a U.S. citizen through a naturalization process, there is a process to strip that citizenship back.
If widespread fraud is not found, Representative Williams tells me he will accept those results. As for this Northeast Columbus daycare already featured on social media for suspicions of fraud.
This place is just a total dump.
I found an inspection was done in October when it opened, and it's yet to receive any public funds.
They are not currently receiving any state or federal dollars because they have not met the requirements to receive that.
On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Rontala.
Representative Williams told us the state has already adjusted attendance procedures within the last 2 years to prevent a daycare operator from obtaining a child's individual PIN code and entering it into their system when a child's not there. In those efforts, 7,500 Ohio families received new PIN numbers. Governor DeWine is also responding tonight. He says anti-fraud safeguards are already in place for Ohio's state-funded child care system. The governor says Ohio pays by attendance, not enrollment, so only when a child is actually being cared for. Attendance is verified using pins with photo confirmation or location-based QR codes. The state conducts unannounced inspections, he says, financial reviews and monthly data analysis to flag possible fraud. He says the state also enforced PIN sharing rules, closed loopholes, and ended hundreds of improper payments. More safeguards, including random monthly reviews, are set to launch next month. Governor DeWine says these anti-fraud measures are working. He says this year the Department of Children and Youth received 124 referrals from the public. Now, because of these, 61 resulted in programs being required to pay back overpayments to the state. They've also resulted in the closing of 12 programs. The governor says they found that 30 of the programs identified through the tips are operating in accordance with state and federal laws, though 21 are still in the final stages of review. Stay with us for continuing coverage on this issue. We're seeing the allegations against daycares, in-home health services, and non-emergency medical transport services. Our team is requesting records. We're pressing state leaders for answers, and we're working to expose misinformation that's flooding your social media feeds.